Hi, today we are in Berlin with reBuy. Lawrence, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Lawrence. I'm the founder and CEO of reBuy. Our business model is pretty easy. We buy media and electronic products from our customers directly through our website and sell them through our channel reBuy on the homepage as a shop.
When did you start this company and why did you start this company?
The question why is pretty easy. My friend and I, who started doing this business, we were two founders and then we were five founders. We were just sick of working for other people. It was really hard for us because they always told us what we should do. And as a young guy who wants to be who's very open-minded, who wants to do something with his life, it was pretty hard. And then we decided, okay, we should do something by our own. And the decision was then that we should found something in our community which makes sense, which fits our interest and what we can think and what we can build big. And the idea was we should open up a store in our little town in Hessen. It's called Hofheim am Taunus, where we buy and trade used video games. And the idea was pretty good, but then we have to decide who's going to be in the store, and we were both going to school. We were very young, and then there was the problem. Okay, who should be in the store? And there was no conclusion yet, and there was no decision. So we should bring that to the internet because then we can reach everybody in the country. Nobody has to go after school or during school, skip school to go to the shop. And then we needed other founders who help us program the website. And then we had two friends from our community who helped us to program our idea. And then we started with tradeagame.de as the website for used video games.
So when you first started with this offline shop, how did you finance the rental? Did your parents or family help you with that?
We didn't have the time to be in the store, so we decided to be online. And then we could do the work from home, and the video games that we offered for the trade for the customers was in my basement where I lived as in my parents' room. So we didn't need a lot of money in the beginning.
Okay.
We had three business angels. There were fathers from friends who helped us to buy the first stock for the exchange of the video games and to found the company. And every of the founders, we used the credit from our parents to bring some money on the table, to do some marketing. So it was very lean in the beginning, and everybody of us was very committed.
Okay. Now let's talk about the business model. How is the business model working right now? So just the basic structure?
It's very easy. So you as a customer, you have a lot of books at home, DVDs, you have maybe a mobile phone that you don't use anymore. So you have a bunch of stuff that's in your bookshelves, in your rooms, and there's a value for it. And that value, you can bring that value to our website. It's very easy. You go on the website and you type in the name of the product that you have, and then for every product you get one price, and that's a fixed price. It's not a bargain. It's not an auction model, and then normally a customer sends us a box of around 20 products, and there's everything in it, media and electronic products, and the average value is 80 to 90 euros. So you sell the products to us as a company. We check every product, we grade every product. So we have a big logistics center where we have a lot of people who really take care of the products, who clean the products, who sometimes repair the products. And then we store them, and then we offer them with a nice discount as used stuff, repaired, refurbished, cleaned on our website. So you can sell stuff to us and you can buy used stuff from us.
You said that you started with this games, and now you're telling me, okay, we've got this media products and with electronics. When did you start thinking about adding new product categories?
For me, it was in the beginning very sure that we are just being a games company, and we want to be the biggest used retailer of games. That was our vision. And after a few years, between 2004 and 2007, I had military service. The founders were going to university, we were going to school, so we had not enough time developing the business. And then in 2007, we said, okay, we want to be number one in the used game sector. We needed about 2 years, and then we made revenues of around 3, 4, 5 million euros. and that size was pretty much, we were with that size the biggest company of used games in Germany. And we said, okay, there's a digitalization of media in the future, and a lot of customers said we want to have more used products, because the experience of using used product, for example, a video game or a movie, is just the same if you would buy it new, because the game is the same, the actor plays the same role, there's no difference, but you have a nice discount of 40%. So we said, this business model, we have to think bigger. And then in 2009, we decided that we should expand our categories, and we started then with music, with DVDs, with consoles. And further on, we saw the potential of the vision that we can, in the future, can trade anything used. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be clothes in the future, it can be cars, it can be everything. Because there is a need of people who have values at home that they don't want to put up an auction on eBay, and there are people who want to have a great discount of buying used stuff. And in 2009, there was the time around where Al Gore presented all his values about the climate change, and that kind of influenced us about thinking more ecological. And in the past, we had the offer of buying new games as well. And then we said, okay, we just quit with working and doing business with new stuff. We said we just want to do used stuff. And so in the beginning, it was very ecological. We offer the customer to sell stuff, and they can do a charity for a certain amount of the bank account. So there's a lot of green thinking in it because reCommerce is very green. I mean, it's reusing, it's recycling, and that's why we call it reCommerce. And it's not e-commerce, it's reCommerce, recycling, reusing commerce. And that's why we have this green touch, and our culture is always thinking a bit green. But the business model itself is it's not a non-profit organization. It's a business for profit, and but the idea of it was coming in 2009.
And when you are sourcing these boxes of 80 to 90 euros per box, what is the value proposition that you pitch to this kind of sellers of these boxes? So they sell their books or media to you and not to others.
We always have the 3 key points. It's very easy. You just have to put up the name, and you just have to write the name. You have to write the number. You can scan with our app on the barcode on the back of the product. So you get a fixed price, very easy, and you can sell it very easy to us. It's one box, it's 90 products in there, 20 products for 90 euros. And on eBay, you have to set up an auction for every article, because nobody is buying your collection of your special interest. And at the end, the customer does not have to set up 20 auctions, 20 feedbacks to customers, because customers are asking question, which condition is it, which year is it from, blah, blah, blah. So we make it the whole pain in the ass eBay experience to a very convenient experience at reBuy. Second point is really fast. It takes a lot of time selling the stuff on eBay. It can take weeks because nobody's buying it. We always have to wait if somebody is interested by your product. We buy it directly. So when you put everything in a box, you get a label from us, and then you send the products to us. It takes about 2 days. We check it within 24 hours, and then you get your money in within 24 hours. So it's 5 to 6 days in total for selling your stuff and getting your money. So it's very fast. Second point. Third point is very safe. There is nobody on the other side who tries to want to rip you off. There's a company behind us, and if you are not satisfied with the price, you get it back. You can see on the website the prices. So it's very safe, and if you have any problems buying used stuff from us, it's very cheap.
I mean, one of your key competences should be the pricing of the goods when you buy them. And what I would find interesting is, how do you basically price different products, and if they depend on quality levels of the used products, what happens if the quality delivered is lower than promised?
It's a good question. It depends. In the media segment, it's very easy. We have a certain level of quality that we need. So we tell the customer in the beginning, the sides of the book should not be ripped off. ripped out. It should be in a normal use condition, to make it very easy. And normally there is no difference between the customer perspective and our perspective. So that's very easy and there's no conflict. In the electronic sector it's a bit different because people have to grade their product. For example, mobile phone, they have to say, okay, in which condition is it overall? For example, it's very nice. It's a very good condition. There's no scratches. That's what normally people say. If we get it then, we see, okay, there's some scratches. Maybe it was in the bathroom. There's something inside that is water damage. So we really check every product because we need to give guarantee, or we want to give guarantee to our customers on the selling side. So there's a certain rate of conflicts where we have to tell our customer, we see it from different point. If you don't agree, no problem. We send it just back for free. It's no problem. But our experts really tested every product, and we can give you the information what's wrong. We take pictures, for example, now, so the customer is really safe to know what's going on. And then we offer the customer a new price, a new fair price. And then the customer decides, yes, it's okay, it's fair or not. And normally the customer says it's fair, and then it's a new price agreement, and then it's fine.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the corporate structure? So where you are currently active in terms of operations, and in what type of functions, like people working there and making a split, for example?
Well, our business model is reBuy is just in Germany and Austria. We have one logistics center. It's here in Neukölln in Berlin. Then we have our headquarters, which is just the same building. And in logistics, there's a big split. There's people who are taking care of the inbound of the products coming in, checking the articles. We call it grading. And there's another part of people stocking the products and then sending it out to the people who are buying it. And in this logistic department, they're working around 250 people. Then we have around 30 people in our customer service taking care of customer questions. And then we have another 100 people in our headquarters. We try to work with small teams, tech people, with product management people, with marketing people, for example, who develop our website, and there's some administrative operations like financing, accounting, controlling, but we try to push the company in headquarters more into a technology company where we try to make the customer experience every day better for the customer, and so that's the overall view.
And besides this pricing, what other core competencies could you identify for reBuy?
Pricing is one. The second one is grading. So we have a own development of a software from inbound to outbound. So we actually know what we are going to check when the product arrives. And our service, our software service is so intelligent that we can add very fast new questions. So if we want to add tennis racket, for example, as a new category, sports equipment, we can drag and drop a new category. We know then, okay, tennis racket, you have to check out if there's any crack. That's a question, we have to check that. So the whole grading process is one of our competencies. Customer experience is one where we really focus on getting better every day, because we try to make it very easy for the customer. We're picking up the stuff, we're paying for the shipment. We have processes that are really fast towards the customer. So I would say pricing, customer experience, and grading. That's our three core competences.
Let's talk about the market development and especially contrasting the primary e-commerce market and the secondary e-commerce market, which is the market that you are in. And can you elaborate on the market development in Austria and Germany over the last years in terms of which market has grown faster maybe and why, and maybe in which segments, and what would be your guess or forecast for the future?
I mean, it's a very underestimated, very, very big market, because the market data that you have is really poor, because most of the market research is on the new product. But there's some little research that show how big the market is. For example, in German households, there are 80 million mobile phones laying around.
Okay.
And that's just stuff that's not used anymore.
Really unused?
Yeah, unused. Oh, wow. 80 millions in somewhere in the home. So that's just one category of used phones that are not being used anymore. And when we started with this business in 2007, we really started in our flat in Kreuzberg, we were pretty much the only one who started this business. And now we have 25 competitors. Wow. In this reCommerce segment in Germany. So it's a very tough competition now. The biggest companies, they do together around 200 million in revenues. So from 0 to 200 in 3, 4, 5 years, that was pretty fast. There are 20 to 30 other companies who are doing the same business but on a lower level. Yeah. So there's a lot of player in the market. With our website, we sell the most products in Germany used in a shop. So we have a very nice position in the market. And we're competing more with eBay and Amazon Marketplace because eBay is a big company. They have a lot of customers. And they see reCommerce as a certain threat. They try to get into this business, but they have no logistics. Yeah. So we always try to make it easier and see where the problems of eBay is. But eBay is a very successful company, and they do a lot of billions euros revenues in Germany. That's a big step ahead from us. That's where we should be in a few years, but it takes a bit of time. And Amazon is as a second one in the used market with the marketplace is pretty big as well. So their numbers are growing, our numbers are growing, the whole market is growing, and it's going more into a reCommerce segment. Mm-hmm. But we have to motivate, we have to tell the people it's very easy selling stuff because people used to sell a lot of stuff on eBay. Mm-hmm. But then they had bad experience, there was some fraud problems and whatever. It didn't feel safe for the customers anymore. For me as a customer as well, I was selling a lot of stuff on eBay. So we tried to professionalize the market, make it easier. And then more of the classical used business from C2C companies should go to the C2B2C customer companies like reBuy.
Okay, and in terms of market sizes, etc., for other European countries, for example, or maybe some Asian markets, can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I mean, I make it always very easy for just one category, mobile phones. Mobile phones are growing in every country heavily. For example, in India, 10 million phones not being used every month. Oh. So there's a lot of, I would call it kind of waste, electronic waste, which we can reuse in every country. And as I said, every household in Germany has the potential of being one customer of us selling us their stuff. So as every country, because every country is using media, is using tech equipment, mobile phones. So there's always a need. And these markets are underdeveloped in comparison to Germany. For example, England, UK is a bit ahead of Germany. Mm-hmm. But after Germany, other countries, there's so much potential to use reCommerce.
Lawrence, we always try to explain to people and give them some advice on starting companies. Yeah. And you told me that you always try to help your friends and give them advice. What advice can you share with our readers?
Well, we can talk for hours. That's a very fascinating question because after, I would say, 10 years now of entrepreneurship, you can do so many things wrong. Mm. And what I think what was pretty good is that we always try to listen to other people. Sometimes we took the advice and used it, sometimes not. But it's, I think, very important, even now, to listen to more experienced people to get better. And there's, for me, there's no year, no moment, no day where I don't think I learned something, where I didn't learn something. So it's always important to be open, to try to get advices, not to be in their own framework, maybe to get a mentor, maybe to surround yourself with people who are a bit more experienced or in the same situation. Get people, experienced people to your management team who are better in a certain segment, because as an entrepreneur you do everything by yourself, but then if you want to be really good in your business, you need to get people who are specialists in their areas. So that's very important, to learn every day, to be open to learn. I think the willingness, willpower is pretty important. There were so many times where we were bankrupt, or almost bankrupt, and we always said, "No, come on, we can do this. Let's go further. Let's forget the pain. We can do it." And there were many times where we said, "Okay, it's not going to work," but we had the willpower to say, "Okay, we go on." And that's, I think, very important, because not every business goes like this. I mean, most of the time the business over years go like this. And when you have the downs, you have the ways down, you always have to stand up and say, okay, that's how private life is, that's how life is. You have to stand up and go forward and look forward. So I think willpower as a characteristic of an entrepreneur is pretty important.
Lawrence, you are a big soccer fan, and maybe you can give some kind of analogy between football and entrepreneurship, and what entrepreneurs can learn from soccer games, especially really to this soccer world championship.
Okay, if you would ask my management team, they can't hear the soccer analogies to business anymore. No, but really, I think there are a lot of things that you can compare. For example, tonight, playing the last game in the group games against USA, and I mean, there's a lot of pressure for the team. And as I said, they were up after the first game, and then they went down against Ghana 2-2, and everybody was not excited anymore. So really, but you have to stand up now. You have to be cool. You have to focus, and you have to think about what you can do. Believe in your strength, and if you have the willpower, if you believe you can do it, and the team is strong, then you will make it. And most of the games and most of the decisions in the business start in the head. So I think for tonight, if the brain is there, if the concentration is there, the focus is there, and they go with a certain type of charisma on the field, for example, Schweinsteiger, which is on my back, we will win the game.
So good luck for Germany.